you're in the hospital.
Yup.
Jeezy hasn't came to see you yet, and they go to do this show.
Yup.
And when they do this show, they get caught with your AK.
My AK-47, yes.
Okay, and how do you hear about this, and what happens?
They called me. Somebody called me from Atlanta. And it was like Jeezy, and it was crazy because people in Atlanta was talking shit about me when they got locked up. Everybody wanted to know where I was, but nobody knew I was in a hospital until TMZ broke the story, I think the Monday or the Tuesday or something. So they called me from Atlanta, and it was like, Dread, everybody got locked up on a tour bus. They coming to lock you up next. So I'm like, how is they going to come lock me up next? I wasn't there. And then I Googled the law of California. If you're not present in a car with a gun, they can't lock you up. You know what I mean? So I Googled that from the hospital. So I was like, they coming to lock me up. Motherfuckers, if you came and seen me, ain't nobody that got locked up. You know what I mean? But sometimes people with money, you know what I mean? They get swell-headed, you know what I mean? And
so Jeezy goes to jail.
Yep.
Now, at what point do you get out of the hospital?
I think like 2 or 3 days. Like, no, I think like
days.
2 or 3 days or the next day or something. I forgot how it worked because I went home and they had to go court. When I not went home, this is when the shit even go more crazier.
Okay, hold on. So you get out of jail. You get out of the hospital. And Jeezy's still in jail in California at this time, right?
Yeah, because the judge, he was talking about making bail, all that shit. Nah, the label came to bail him. They wanted to get him out by himself. They ain't come to bail nobody else. He talking how I know. Stone got locked up, and Stone told me, the ins and outs of what happened inside the jail. So all that shit he talking, he had a selfish moment. He wasn't bailing nobody, and nobody wasn't going nowhere because the judge wanted ballistics from the gun because it was a rifle that killed the man in the bay. So they wanted ballistics from my firearm, and nobody was going nowhere. So they had court, and I don't remember. I think the day after I came out, after they got locked up, I think the next day I checked out of the hospital. I got the fuck out of the hospital because, shit was blown out of proportion. Remember I tell you the dude died Friday. The Saturday I got shot. Now they got, you know what I mean? It's like God is talking, you know what I mean? I see it. I don't know if they see it, but that shit went 1, 2, 3. So I get out there.
Nobody gets bailed out but Jeezy because everybody on the bus got arrested, right?
Yeah, nobody, not even Jeezy. But the label came to bail Jeezy by himself. The label he ain't bailing nobody else. The label came to bail him alone. Let's put that out there, you know what I mean? And that's why I'm telling my story, because he keep fashioning up the story to make him look like this terrific person, and he really ain't. You know what I mean?
Okay, now, what do you do when you get out? Do you hang out in LA or do you?
Yeah, I hang out in LA. I got some homies from Inglewood. Shout out my niggas in Inglewood. You know what I mean? Old Bone, Little Dirt, Big Dirt. They looked out for me. I went and stayed by the homie because they had a hotel. I checked out the hospital. They had a hotel. They locked up the whole tour bus, so I ain't even got no clothes. I had to check out in the same bloody pants, and I had to leave the hospital scrub with my hand in a sling because they're gone with the whole tour bus when they got locked up. So I got no clothes, no nothing. So they had a hotel next to a place by the airport where whenever stars come in, you could get trucks, cars, whatever may have you, whatever car you want, truck, Lamborghini, whatever. I felt like it was a hazard to me because I was injured, and the hotel was right there. And I didn't want nobody seeing me coming in and out the room, because I'm shot. I'm not going to just sit down in a hotel bed. I'm somewhere else with it. I got shot. I'm in California. The whole tour bus got locked up, so I'll be inside and out. And I felt like it was a hazard staying there because, like I tell you, other stars come there. And I didn't want to risk anybody seeing me. We're in California. I'm from an island. It's small. This is big shit going on. The Bay is only 6 hours away. It's nothing for somebody to be like, yo, I seen Dread. He by this room. So I was on a paranoia tip. One of the homies came for me from Inglewood and he took me to his spot. It was in a condo. And I stayed there, I was secured. And the story gets even more interested. You know what I mean? I stayed there. I stayed up the night blogging when I went by my old boy house. I stayed up till like 7 in the morning blogging, looking at the internet. Internet is going crazy. Jeezy, we're gonna kill you, your bodyguard, all type of crazy shit. You know what I mean? Over this shit in the Bay the Friday night. So they going crazy. California's going crazy. So I'm an island dude. I'm like, I'm tripping. So I stayed up the next morning. I was taking, I think, 800 Percocets because I got shot in my hand. The hospital, I didn't have no insurance. Jeezy didn't have no insurance. So they didn't want to work on my hand. So I was like, why are you holding me for then? Let me go. Let me get out of here. So I checked out of the hospital. Like I told you, when I stayed by my boy, I stayed up till the next morning and went to sleep. I took a Percocet and went to sleep. I was knocked out, not knowing that Jeezy them had to go court the next day. So I'm asleep. I woke up, had like 100 missed calls. Oh, we got into it, the people in Atlanta. Dread, where you was? We've been calling you. I'm like, the you mean where I was? I got shot. I'm under medication. I was sleeping. You know what I mean? And, I had like 100 missed calls. It was like, they got to go court. So I gave them a location to come pick me up. Then we had to drive like, I think like an hour. And it was a weird moment because I called home to the family, my kids and mom. She's like, don't go. They're going to lock you up. I was like, but I got to go. It's my firearm. I got to go claim it. I called my family in the islands. It was like, don't go. You can get locked up. Call my uncle. Call my cousin. He a lawyer in New York. Don't go. I found a lawyer in California that's like, don't go. They're going to lock you up. But I have to go because it's my gun. So, I didn't want to go because I was shot in the hand. I don't go to jail with no one hand. I need my two hands if I'm in jail. You know what I mean? Just any place in life. But, I went to the courthouse. The lawyer, they didn't keep you outside. It was weird. It was like high note, low note, because there's so much marshals. Every time you see a marshal, you think they coming for you. And then, they wasn't coming. And then the lawyer came back out. An event, I'm going to tell you, an incident happened in the jail, but I didn't know in California when it happened. I found out when I went back in Atlanta, when it was in jail. So they came back out. It was like, good thing you ain't come to court, Dre, because it'll lock you up. The judge wants ballistics. So this is how I got informed about, the proceedings of what's going on. The judge was like, it's going to take a week or whatever they said. They want ballistics from the gun. So that was cleared up. So I had to wait probably like a week and a half or a week for them to come out of jail. So I had to stay out California. I stayed there because, like I told you, I got some people from Inglewood. You know what I mean? 9 Deuce, my guys, they looked out for me. You know what I mean? So I was out there. I had to wait till they come out.
Okay, and what and eventually Jeezy does get bailed out of jail. And what happens when Jeezy gets bailed out of jail?
Jeezy gets out of jail. They call me. I come to the hotel. I seen it in his eyes. He didn't feel the same about me anymore. Like, I seen it in his eyes. Yo, I seen it. I don't give a what nobody say, yo. I seen it in his eyes.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.